Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is News and Week in Review, where we go through the news, the topic of the week, the games I played, the videos of the week, and of course, movie reviews at the end of the show. Although I will say this week's episode is going to be pretty light. We have very little news to go over. We have a topic of the week that's more really a small conversation about an upcoming video, and then we still have movie reviews, although we do have giveaways. In fact, we have a bunch of giveaways to talk about this week. Over on Instagram, make sure to go ahead and follow my Instagram. Links are down below, but I'll be giving away a copy of Lunar Rush later this week, as well as Tesseract. It's the holiday season, so let's go ahead and let's give away some games. But over on Instagram in general, I've already done a few giveaways over there. Giveaways will likely be a bit more frequent. We'll see. It's all about like time, effort, management, being on top of my posts, but hopefully if I can do things well, there'll be more giveaways over on Instagram. Both of these are games provided by the publisher, but if you go ahead and follow my Instagram, I'll have a whole thing. They'll be going up later this week, so if you go there today, don't expect to see them there today, but this coming week, over the course of the week, in the spirit of the holiday season and all that, we'll have 2 giveaways for you over on Instagram. And with that, we're going to have more giveaways to talk about, but you have to wait for the topic of the week to get to that part. So, with that, let's start off with the news part. The news, like I said already, is fairly light. I don't have my tablet, screens, any of that stuff. I don't need to. It's a very, very light week as far as things go. Everything's gearing up for the holiday season. But we have Jamie Stegmaier put out an article that I really appreciated. In general, I think his blog posts are very well done. But he put out an article about the nature of installment payment plans when you buy things online, buying board games, like thinking for his site, thinking of Stretch Pay over on GameFound. And it mirrors my thoughts on installments in general, which is to say, instinctive dislike of what they're doing, because if you can't afford to buy a game, don't buy the game. Why should we enable you to be able to split out your purchase across several months? Versus the fact that both he and I are approaching it from the way we buy things and not the way other people buy things. And many people have appreciated having installment payments for anything in their life, whether it's a mattress, whether it's that camera they just bought, whether it's the board game they just got. People do appreciate having installment payments and very often do work their life around that. So, as usual, and again, caveat, I work for GameHunt, take that into account, but as usual, I'll say the same thing I always do, which is buy responsibly, spend money responsibly, don't buy things you shouldn't be buying, but past that, if an installment plan fits into your life, by all means go for it. But I appreciated his article because it very much mirrors the conflict I have as far as how I feel about things like Stretch Pay, about things like installment plans in general. Are they good? Are they enabling? How do they operate? All of that stuff. So I'll link to his blog down below. And in general, I think his blog is fantastic reading. Other smaller random bit is Pokemon Splendor. I don't know if you've heard of this yet. Maybe I'll throw it up on the screen if I remember. But I just saw Pokemon Splendor. Have you seen or heard of this? I believe it's only available in Korea right now. But I definitely want to get my hands on a copy of this. I'm just waiting until I get an English version, ideally. Or alternatively, if it doesn't come to, the US or whatnot, I'll eventually pay the premium to go ahead and get it shipped to me. Because it's language independent. But both the premium cost right now, as well as the fact that I do like my rules and box and English and all that, has me currently holding off. But I'm very interested in Pokemon Splendor. Why? I barely like Pokemon, I barely like Splendor, but my kids like Pokemon, and I like Splendor. I enjoy Splendor, and they have an evolution mechanic. It's not a pure retheme. They have like an evolution mechanic within the game, which has me interested in it. So that's Pokemon Splendor coming up. That's kind of all we really have as far as news. I will say Level Up Retreat. We'll go ahead and announce this in general. I should be mentioning it more, but if you aren't signed up already, we are basically ticking down to 2 months left to go. Is it 2 months? We're taking down to a month left to go. A month and a half-ish left to go until Level Up Retreat. Level Up Retreat is going to be February 2nd to 4th. It's going to be in Woodbridge, New Jersey. That's the convention that I'm hosting. We did it last year, had a great time. We'll be doing it this year and hopefully having a great time. There's going to be a large gaming library. There's going to be Play-to-Wins, hot games, prototypes, a whole bunch of things going on. There's an entire miniatures tournament being added, so if you're into Warhammer or any of that, there's RPG. Got a bunch of RPGs being run, Game Masters, all those things. We're going to have a Crokinole tournament. WSBG is going to be there. I'll be doing another full dedicated video on the channel about Level Up Retreat before the convention, probably in the next week or two as I try to fit all the end of year videos into the schedule. But in case you're not already signed up for it, please go ahead and do so. I'll include my link down below, my code down below, which will give you $10 off the price of a ticket as well. So if you do want to go, we are heading into that last month and a half. We also do have a block of rooms, so you can go ahead. I'll include a link to our block, so you get discounted rates on the hotel. I do recommend staying at the hotel if you're able to. I find in general with playing games conventions, it gives you, like when you're going to like an exhibitor convention where it's more of a set window of time kind of, I find staying at the convention center is less important. When you go to things like BGCon, Dice Tower West, Level Up Retreat, being able to stay in the same place as the games really gives you a lot more flexibility as far as just being able to show up at 1 a.m., play a game with a bunch of people, and then head back to bed, all that stuff. So Level Up Retreat, highly encourage you to check it out, and that's basically that. Like I said already, I'll have another video on that at some point, a dedicated video where we go over all the various things. This is kind of just a mention because I haven't done a main channel mention in a bit. Anyways, with that, we're going to move to the topic of the week, which, adjacent to Level Up Retreat, is basically about supporting the channel. Effectively, this Sunday, I will be doing a few things. I will be starting off the top 100 games of all time series, starting this Sunday. I haven't filmed any of them, nor have I even finished sorting my list, so it's a little bit of ambitious to me to be sure that they're starting Sunday, but as of right now, unless things change, they'll be starting Sunday. But first on Sunday, before that happens, there'll be a video about supporting the channel. I'll go into more in the video, but effectively I have a bunch of costs that I've taken on this past year, from new camera equipment, new setups, new gear. I'm getting a new computer, hopefully soon. That one's waiting to see how this fundraiser goes. But effectively it's going to be one of my videos. I try not to do these too often, past the occasional mention, but I will be doing a full deep dive video into ways to support the channel, the best ways to support the channel, how you can support the channel, anything from liking, sharing, commenting, the various ways you can give money to the channel, and the best ones for the channel. I'll be going over all of that, but there will also be giveaways in that video. There's going to be a giveaway for a full Oathsworn all-in pledge, as well as a full Masters of the Universe pledge. I'll be talking about those more in that video. No, I'm not getting rid of my copies. I love those games. Those are extra copies that were given to me by the publisher. Effectively, the Oathsworn Shadowborn Games sent a second edition copy of the game, and I have my first edition. I always feel a bit weird selling off large all-in pledges and stuff when I have an extra copy from a publisher, and usually I prefer to do giveaways for things like that if I can, so I'll be using it to do a support the channel giveaway drive. Similarly with Master of the Universe, I backed the game all in, and Command sent me a copy, so I'll be giving both of those off in this giveaway. So in case you're interested in any of those games, and by the way, just for the record, existing supporters of the channel will be eligible. I don't like punishing people who are already supporting the channel. I may do a split up thing, you know, one for existing, one for new. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out exactly how I do it, but that will be a video going up Sunday. So what I would say is I do ask that you watch the video. You don't have to give, you don't have to do any of that. I'll talk about things like that in the video, but I would appreciate if you are able to watch that video that goes up this Sunday. It does help. It just helps to Yeah, it helps. It helps to be able to see the video. Even if you like it, if you comment in it, it helps the algorithm. So even if you are not in a position where you yourself can watch or want to give any of those things, even just helping, liking, and commenting does help drive the algorithm and send that video towards others. I usually don't like playing the algorithm games. I usually like, you know, let the content speak for itself. If people want to like, comment, and share and engage, they should do so. And if they don't, they shouldn't. This one time, I'm asking, if you can't currently give, or even if you are already giving any of those things, it does help to like, comment, engage, and share on that particular video. That's going to be going up this Sunday. So yeah, that's today's topic of the week. I will not be doing a full dedicated topic of the week. I'm just saying, hey, if you've been here for a bit, if you appreciate the content I do, I would appreciate if you could watch that video that goes up Sunday. So thank you for that. And with that, let's move into the week in review. Like I told you, this is probably going to be a short video this week. Not a ton to go into. I know I usually say that, and it's still like a 30-minute video. We'll see. Depends how long the movie reviews are at the end. They're actually not movie reviews this week. They're TV reviews. Anyways, starting off with what I played. As usual, these are games that I don't have a review coming right away. I may have a review coming at some point, but not right away. And to that end, a few games I'm going to talk about are going to be Carolingi. Carolingi is going to be a sponsored gameplay that we did on the channel. We filmed it. It will be going on the channel. So there'll be a sponsored gameplay for Carolingi going on the channel. I'm realizing, did I ship? I think I shipped them. I had to ship Carolingi on, so I'm trying to remember if I shipped it out. Anyways, Carolingi is a sponsored gameplay we did on the channel that I highly recommend watching the video. I had a really good time with that game. I think it is the art aesthetic of the game is not for me at all. It doesn't do it as far as looks, and I do wonder about how it hold up to, like, 5-10 gameplays. But the first gameplay we had of it was brilliant. I love the nuance and depth of the system, and how often we were second guessing what to do and what makes the most sense and what's the right action in the game. Carolingi will be coming to GameFound, I believe, in January, but it's one of those games that's the kind of thing you might turn it off. You might not pay attention to it based on how it looks offhand. If you're like me, I wouldn't back it based on how it looks, but I would encourage you to do a deeper dive and look into it. I think there's a very heavy meaty game there. Kind of almost reminds me of a slight cross between Vindication and Inish and Rurik all combined. None of those games are the same, though. None of those games are the same. And to be frank, I'd pick Vindication, Inish, and Rurik over Carolingi. But Carolingi was very well done. I really enjoyed my first play of it. You can check out the gameplay. It'll be coming soon. It's a whole bunch of things happen. It's an interesting gameplay, to the very least, but yeah, I just think if you like area control games, if you like thinky games that have a degree of conflict but not so much conflict, I think Carolingi may very well be your jam. And there's a bunch of advanced game modes as well that I think you have a chance to dive into. But overall, really enjoyed playing Carolingi. Ruination's another interesting one. That's another one that I'll be doing I don't know if I'll be doing a gameplay of it, but I'll be doing a review of the upcoming expansion. Ruination is a game I reviewed maybe 2 years ago on the channel, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I've played it again, and I need more plays. I do need more plays, but I played it with the expansion, and I thought it was incredibly well done. And the part that bothers me is that the expansion, while it does add to how good the game is, there's no question about that, the thing that bothers me is I feel like the base game I like more than I did back then. So I don't know if I've changed. I don't know if it's the games I played then versus the games I played now, the people I played with then versus the people I played with now. I don't know the reason, but Ruination is it's an area control game designed by Travis Chance, put up by Colossal Games, and it's really... I really liked it. Like, I really enjoyed playing through that gameplay of it. Like, I need to play it more. I need to play it more. It was good. It was very punchy. It was very fast. It gave you tons of powers and abilities. I have complaints. I do not think it's a perfect game, but if you're looking for a fast, punchy area control game, to me it kind of feels like it does what Yucatan was trying to do. I still have Yucatan in my collection. It's not a diss on Yucatan, but it feels like it's doing what Yucatan's trying to do, and it feels like it does so better. A little bit faster, easier, more accessible. I definitely have critiques of the game, and I'll be talking about those when I review the expansion. But yeah, I think the expansion is really solid and takes a game that I think I judged too harshly. And I'm ready to go back to it again and see how it continues to play. Anyways, that's going to be Ruination. And then lastly, we have Dante. Dante, oh my gosh, I forget, something from hell, whatever, Invasion from Hell, whatever it is. I think they're actually changing the name, so I'm not even sure what it's up to now. But Dante from CGS had a chance to play this again recently. I had a chance to play it again on TTS, going through the game. And more than that, I had a chance to play the intro phase, which I hadn't played last time. There's kind of an adventure phase and then the encounter. So adventure, encounter, adventure, encounter. I really like the adventure phase. It's possibly one of the best adventure phase I've played in any game system. Possibly. I'd have to think through all the games. Like, games very often have, like, the stuff you're doing and then the combat. So in Oathsworn, you have, the encounter phase, the story, the moving around, then the combat. You have Gloomhaven, you have Monster Hunter World, you have all these games that give you these split up phases. Oathsworn is very good. Oathsworn is very good. I might like Dante more. I need more plays. I might like Dante more. I thought it was very well done. There's definite elements of luck to it. Oathsworn might be better. I don't know. Oathsworn's good. So Oathsworn might be the best one. But Dante's definitely up there as far as that phase. But I like Dante. I'll be excited to dive into it. You should expect like a full unboxing. Actually, I don't know if I'll do an unboxing. When it comes to prototypes, I don't know. I don't always do unboxings. There may or may not be an unboxing of the prototype when it comes. But there'll definitely be an unboxing when it comes down the road. But that's a whole different conversation. But I really enjoyed Dante, and I'm excited to dive back into it. So, I like Dante so far. I expect a review of it at some point. I just don't know when. There's not a rush on that one. And then... that's the games I played. And that brings us to the week in review, starting off with Saturday. Saturday, I reviewed Mindbug. I think Mindbug is a fun game. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I definitely enjoy Mindbug, but also this is a 100% my type of game. I'd rather play a game like Radlands or Wizards of the Grimoire personally, but Mindbug is fun. For right now, it's sticking around because my kids are enjoying it, so we'll see how that goes. But for right now, Mindbug's sticking around, but is a 3.5 out of 5. Later on Saturday, I reviewed Challengers. Another 3.5 out of 5. I think the Challengers is a very good, very fun game, but it does cap out as to what it does. Someone commented in the video saying, imagine you're playing Slay the Spire, but you only ever make a choice at the end of a combat and nothing doing combat. And I was like, that's true, but it also does work. I don't think Challengers is a good substitute for a game like Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire will kill Challengers any day of the week. But if you're looking for a light auto-battling system, I think Challengers is fun. I enjoy Challengers. Do I want to play it with everyone? Not necessarily. Will it do things that Slay the Spire doesn't? Like, for example, being able to play it with a group of like 8, 12 people, whatever it is, if you have 2 copies of the game, then yeah, you can. So I think Challengers is a really good system that has elements that I really appreciate, but ultimately I think I walked away from Challengers primarily interested in what the next auto-battler board game will be. On Sunday, we had the biggest surprises of 2023. These are the games that I was not expecting a ton from, but they did indeed, well, surprise me. That's the nature of what a surprise is. There were games like Run in there. There were games like, I think I put 4 Northwood in there. I don't remember. I think 4 Northwood was in there. But there were a lot of games in there as far as games that just hit me with how good they were, and I wasn't expecting them to be that good. So if you want to check out some of those, that will be this list on, well, the list this past Sunday. I saw a comment that I really appreciated. Someone said, he really likes this video because it doesn't cover all the games that everyone else is covering. And I was like, that's true. The nature of it being a surprise means your typical big box game is not necessarily going to be there, although we did have Everdell Farshore there. Complicated, we can get into that. But for the most part, they're going to be games that aren't as highly on people's radar. That's why they're a surprise. Then on Monday, Monday, we had the 21 late pledges to go over. With 2 back and not to back being on hiatus for probably the next 3 or 4 weeks, we had 21 late pledges for you to check out in case you're interested. You can also entirely skip that video if you want to save money and you already managed to pass up on those games the first time and you don't need another temptation. On Tuesday, we had a review for World Wonders. World Wonders from Arcane Wonders, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed World Wonders. I don't know if it's a keeper forever yet. There's an expansion coming out, so I'm excited for that, which means I have to hold on to World Wonders until the expansion comes out. But I have Polyomino games galore at this point. I have Baron Park and Planet Unknown and Foundations of Rome, and I have Grand Carnival, and I have so many Polyomino games at this point that it's harder and harder for any individual one to stick out and stay. For right now, I definitely enjoy World Wonders. I will definitely keep it and hold on to it until expansion comes. I enjoy it that much at least. Whether it holds out long term, that is a different question just because of the tight competition. I don't think it unseats Baron Park for me as an accessible Polyomino game, which I thought it might, but I think there's a little more going on in there. But it does things well. I enjoy it. It's a 4 out of 5. Then later on Tuesday, we had a review for Pendulum. This is a very late review. For context, I film reviews all the time, and then some of them get put into the cycle of oblivion, because I always want to have videos prepped to go, but especially if it's an older game that I didn't review anyway when it was time, then they often go into a queue where it's like, whatever, I didn't review you a year ago, so now you can just wait another year if necessary. Like, I just did a timestamp for a War Chest. Wow, I've put on like 10 pounds since that video. I need to drop 10 pounds. Anyways, War Chest, War Chest, Pendulum. Pendulum was a video I reviewed quite some time ago. Left my collection a year ago, whatnot, but that video went up. Ultimately, I think Pendulum is a fun game. I've genuinely enjoyed my time with Pendulum. I think it's a very, very fun system, with the caveat that I have not once played the game with people without people screwing up, myself included. People constantly are putting timers in the wrong place. I don't think it's a game that rewards infrequent play. I think it's a game that works best when you're playing with other players, and if you don't have the real-time gimmick, then I don't think it's a good enough game to be worth standing out on its own. So I both appreciate Pendulum, and if it's a game you like, I understand it, but it's not a game that I'd recommend, and it's not a game for me. Later on Tuesday, we had a review for Dogfight. Dogfight's an interesting one. I don't think it's a long-term game in my collection. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Did I give it a 3 out of 5? I hate when I don't remember what review I gave. To me, the whole point of having a system is to remember instinctively what the game falls into. I think Dogfight is a 3.5. I just don't know if I gave it a 3 out of 5. But I like Dogfight. I enjoy Dogfight, but I don't enjoy it as much as its big brothers, Blitzkrieg or Caesar. Blitzkrieg left because Caesar's too similar and Caesar's better for me. But Dogfight is different enough that I appreciate what it's doing, but ultimately I don't think it's one that I'll hold on to forever. So that's Dogfight. It's 3.5 out of 5. Highly recommend you get Caesar, Seize Rome in 20 minutes instead. Then Wednesday we had Match of the Century, a 2-player game that's, I guess, similar to Dogfight, but much, much better. I love Match of the Century. It really hit me by surprise. That was a 4.5 out of 5, and in fact, I'm pretty sure that's not in my top 10 surprises of the year, because I filmed top 10 surprises before I ever played Match of the Century. So, otherwise, it might be a candidate for that video. I had no real expectations for Match of the Century, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an excellent 2-player game with a tug-of-war mechanism. If you like games like Watergate, I think Match of the Century is worth checking out. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Then later on Wednesday, we had a live Q&A. A Q&A for Going All In. You know, the nature of Going All In, it was a commentary and a discussion about my past 2 videos, about when it was and wasn't worth going all in. So there's a bit of a hodgepodge of commenting on those 2 videos, engaging with the audience, and just generally having a good time. So check out that live stream if you want to see that recap conversation. And the last day on Wednesday, we had 6 more small box reviews. Just continuing the series of doing a bunch of small box reviews. Whenever I have games that I don't think are worth a dedicated video, and it's always a hard call. It's always a hard call, because for the person who's looking for a review on that game, it's worth having a dedicated video. But for the nature of the time, effort, and energy it takes, plus the nature of dilution of content, I just can't put out videos on every single thing. As it is, you and I both know I put out too many videos as it is. So, yeah, some games have to be put into roundup videos, and I feel bad about that. I feel like every game deserves a video, but these ones aren't getting one. But 6 more small box reviews. For me, the standout in that list was Fika. I think it's Fika, if I'm not mistaken. But it's going to be a small box, a dueling 2-player game from 21st Century Games. I liked it. I didn't love it. The other 5 in that video, you could skip entirely as far as my opinion goes. You can skip entirely. That was to Wednesday. Thursday we had 10 the biggest disappointments of 2023. Almost the exact counter to the biggest surprises. These are the games that left me wanting more, that I wanted more from it. Number 1, I'll let you find out for yourself if you check out that video, but there are other games in that video. There's Barrage in that video, and I know a lot of people were disappointed by that one. I plan on playing Barrage again, but I walked away from my first play just being like, not interested in it. Like, my first play, I was like, I mean, it's not bad, I just don't need to play this, and I plan on playing it again, which I don't usually do. If I have a mediocre first play, I usually move on, unless it's a review copy, then I have to review it, that's a different story. But if it's not a review copy, which Barrage isn't a review copy, then, you know, I'll move on from it. But Barrage I'm going to play again anyway, because so many people like the game that I want to see what I'm missing, because I mean, games aren't like, you know, top 100 for no reason at all. It doesn't mean that it's for you. You can have a game in the top 100 that's not for you, not for me, not for anyone. That's fine, but it does mean I'll give you a bit more of a shot, a bit more of a chance to see where you line up for me. That was Thursday's video. And then other disappointments, just a bunch of games that they're not necessarily bad games. One game and there's a bad game. For the most part, they're games I was just hoping to like more and did not. Friday we had a few videos going up. We had the deluxe games. I don't remember the order of it. I think I did deluxe games of the board game deluxifications and upgrades. This is a monthly series I do where I showcase a bunch of various upgrades and things you can get. You can check out that in that video. And then I also had a video of where are they now for December of 2020. Well, I guess December of the past 5 years. This is my monthly video where I cover games I've played over the past 5 years of Decembers, seeing how they hold up. If you ever want to get a taste of, you know, what stands the test of time, what doesn't, this is a good video series to watch. It doesn't focus on the hype and the buzz and all the new things. It focuses on games that, you know, I played 3 years ago, and then I'm telling you how much I still like that game, as opposed to like, hey, match of the century, 4.5 out of 5, and then it's gone a year from now. For the record, before you comment anything, 4.5s don't leave that quickly, very infrequently. In fact, I should do a video. I wonder how hard this would be to do. I should do a video of every game I've rated a 4 or higher, or a 4.5 or higher, I'm not sure, that has left my collection. I'll see how I want to do this, but I might do 4.5 or higher, I might do 4 or higher, but basically, games leave my collection all the time. You watch my channel, you know that, that's fine, that's part of the process. But once, like, games that hit a certain threshold, they don't. They leave, but they don't leave nearly as frequently. 4s leave infrequently, 4.5s leave incredibly infrequently, and 5 out of 5s have left. I believe the only one that I've rated on the channel and left, I believe, is, Destinies. I think it's only 5 out of 5 that's left while being rated a 5 on the channel. There have been other games that I rated a 5 before I started doing the channel that have left, but hey, if you've lasted 5 years as a 5, I'm okay with that. But I should do a video on that. I think that'd be a fun little video. So now I need to go find out what levels of research I have to do on my own stats and data to be able to give you this video. It might not be soon. I still have to catalog all my reviews and ratings. I have like 780 reviews. I still have to catalog them in a file and figure this all out. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Okay, cool. That's a sidetrack if I ever saw one. That was Friday, which brings us to today. Today we're going to have 2 reviews going up. We're going to have a review for Kohaku from 20th Century Games, as well as a review for Run from Fowers Games. You can check out both those going up later today on the channel. And then next week we'll have a bunch of things. We're going to have top 10 crowdfunding games, or sort of. It's a slightly different video. We're going to have the, I actually have to double check which video it is. It's one of 2 videos. There's 1 or 2 videos going up this Monday instead of 2 back to back. Either the games, either it's the crowdfunding games arriving in 2024 that I'm excited about, or I think it's that one. We'll check. I think it's that video. You know, the top 15 most anticipated crowdfunding games delivering in 2024. I'll have to figure out a better title. That's a messed up title. Anyways, that's going to be coming up this week. And then we're starting the top 100. For the next few weeks, is going to be every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. There's going to be a top 100 for the next 3 weeks straight, followed by Sunday, having the final one, which may or may not be live. I don't know if I'll do it live or premiere or something, but the last one I usually do something a little bit more special for. But over the next 3 weeks, plus 1 more Sunday, you're going to be getting the top 100 games of all time. Unfortunately, Devin's not able to join us for this one. We'll see if we can do anything special for the top 10, but I got to get started on filming those, so that's going to be this week's homework assignment. And then, past that, the games on the table. As usual, these are the games I hope to be playing. I will note they are all in Shrink. They all just showed up, so I'm excited for these. But we have Explorers of Navoria. This is an upcoming prototype over here. Well, I mean, it's an existing prototype. It's an upcoming campaign, but it looks cute. I'm excited for this one, so I hope to dive into this one and play it. We have Three Tail, which I really like this prototype. I am excited to see whether it holds up. I want to see how Three Tail does for me. That's going to be Three Tail, so hope to be playing it this week. We'll see. Tales to Amaze, Unmatched Tales to Amaze, got like the highest Dice Tower scores I've ever seen on a single game in terms of all 4 of them together. I think it was like 10, 10, 10, 9.5. So I may hate it, but let's find out. And then we have Sleeping Gods Distant Skies, which I am eagerly anticipated diving into. There are so many games and not enough time, but these are going to be some of the games that I hope to dive into this week. I will not get to all of them, but I'm going to try. And that's basically it. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. Enjoy your holiday weekend to those who celebrate. Enjoy your regular weekend to those who don't celebrate. But ultimately, I hope you have a good one. And TV reviews. Movie reviews, technically, but TV reviews this time. 2 TV shows we're going to talk about that I watched this week. Finished both of them. That's not true. That's a lie. I stopped watching one of them and finished the other one. First of all, we have Obliterated. Obliterated is a Netflix TV show that I got an episode and a half into. Oh, and again, light spoilers to anything I say. Light spoilers, so hopefully not any real spoilers, but, you know, you've been warned. But Obliterated is terrible. It is horrifically bad. I got an episode and a half into it, and it seems to be, the entire pitch of it is how obnoxious, inappropriate, how over the top can we get, how unlikable can we make all the characters. The entire pitch of Obliterated seems to be how bad can we make this show, and you'll watch it because it's just that bad to watch. If you've watched this, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you watched it and you think Obliterated is good, please let me know in the comments down below. I cannot imagine this is considered to be a good show. The point where they lost me, and like the basic premise is a bunch of agents who are all obnoxious, all seem to hate each other, all seem to just be ridiculous, terrible human beings. They're, you know, trying to save the world. That's the basic pitch. But it just goes episode to episode, ridiculous things happening, ridiculous stunts, ridiculous action, just tons of unnecessary and over-the-top sex. And I don't mind having stuff in TV shows, but like make it seem like it's halfway relevant to the content. I mean, it's just completely obnoxiously over the top. And then the part that got me, that pushed me over the edge, where I was like, I'm done. I'm not even I know it's only a single episode, a single season, but I am done watching it. I am not here for this. Was literally when they got to the point where, for the sake of dramatic effect, they have an agent who really needs to pee. They're in a helicopter, so they pee into like a cup, and they start spilling pee all over everyone as the helicopter bucks. Like, how is that a show we're making today? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just all like an adult now and I'm less fun. I don't know. But like back in the day, they had all these shows that had that kind of stuff. They had Van Wilder, which granted I thought was hilarious at the time, so maybe that's the problem. We had Van Wilder. We had you know, what was it? Oh my gosh, old school. They had a lot of these types of shows, Road Trip, that kind of leaned into these contents, but I can't tell if it's that I'm older or Obliterated is just terrible. But I felt they at least were clever and at least funny, even when they were being stupidly inappropriate for the sake of laughs. Obliterated felt like someone was trying to do a callback to that kind of era of movies and TV, but in a way that was horribly bad. I feel like I must be just old now. I must be old. I don't know. If you watched Obliterated and you like it, please let me know in the comments down below. I won't make fun of you. I'm just curious if I'm the odd one out. Like, I can't imagine. But Obliterated, please watch it. Genuinely, go watch an episode and tell me how horrifically bad you think it is. It's almost entertainingly bad. I considered keep watching it because it's entertainingly bad, but I was like, nope, I don't want the algorithm to think this is content that I appreciate. On the other side of the spectrum, we have The Night Agent. The Night Agent, another Netflix show that I finished the entire thing in less than a week. The Night Agent's a single season episode, single season series, whatever you want to call those things. There's a term for them. But I really liked it. The basic plot follows a person who's the Night Agent. He's monitoring a phone line where people call in to protect the real agents or whatnot, and he kind of gets sucked into a situation and a drama, but he does a really good job at being that person. So he's the Night Agent, sort of, ish, or managing the night phone, whatever it is. But anyways, I thought they did a good job as far as, you know, the characters, the twists, the story, who's protecting who's shielding who's in the story and the situation. It's an older TV show that's been on Netflix for a while. The reason I watched it is apparently Netflix released some stats, and The Night Agent was apparently the most watched show on Netflix this past year, I believe. But I saw things for it. I just didn't realize it was that big, so I watched it, and I think it's really good. So if you want to watch The Night Agent, again, my spoilers here were basically non-existent. There's a whole plot, there's a whole stuff, there's people, there's things, and no one trusts each other. But that's basically The Night Agent, and I think they did a good job. I don't think it's the best show ever, but I definitely appreciated and thought it was worth a watch. And those are your TV reviews this week. And the video reviews might be back next week. We'll see. Whatever I'm watching, videos, TV, whatever it is, they'll show up at the end of the week in reviews so we can talk with them. That's basically it. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. Have an excellent holiday weekend, and as always, I hope you have a good one.